Okay, I think I'm recording now. All right. So I'll start by sharing my screen. Okay, let me just try to do like a brief introduction. I think the last time we had a section like this was in I think it was in May. Yeah. So my name is Olufemilola. I'm a data analyst, and here I do data analysis, and that is it for now. So let me share my screen. Code and transcribe. Okay, share. Mm, mm, okay. So yeah, um, the issue now is I can't read chat while I'm sharing my screen. Please, you will have to unmute and speak in case you need to ask a question. I might not really know if you are raising your hand or something. Okay, so what this section is all about is the Walmart data that was shared on the group, and this is what the data looks like. So the data was put together. I already spelled it out. This it was put together in such a way that this each sheet has a different data set for a particular did I say supermarket, or it's just like a sales record. But then because of the approach to my analysis, I already splitted it out into a different workbook. And that is why it is like this. So this first sheet here is the customer side of the data. This second one here is the department. This is the employee. This is the products, and this is the sales. Please, you can unmute if you have a question, so I will know. I might not really know if you are raising up your hand. And another thing to this is if people are trying to join, I need to admit them. Okay, so I already spirited this out because I want to use Power Pivot in Excel to do my analysis. So the first thing I want to do is to show you how to add Power Pivots. I already added it, so that's why it's showing here on my Excel sheet. And okay, I think I should address the fact that I want to use for this Walmart challenge, I used Excel. That does not mean you cannot use any other tool. I just chose to use Excel. And subsequently, when we will be having other sections, we can choose any other tool, maybe SQL by Power BI or just any other tool. But for this particular one that was shared in August for this Walmart challenge, I used Excel, and I used this Power Pivot in Excel. So how to add Power Pivot, because if you log into your Excel, you might not see this showing. So let me show you how to add it. That you come to File, you go to Options, you go to Options, then you come to Add-ins, then you come to this Manage side and change it to this COM Add-ins, COM Add-ins, then click on Go. Then you click this Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel, then click OK. So I already have it on. That is why it's showing here. So I will just have to like close this now. So once you do that, you will be able to see your Power Pivot here. Okay, so after I must have, I said earlier that I spirited this data out. The document that was shared on the group have everything put together in a single worksheet. But because I want to use Power Pivots, I have to like spirit it out like this. We all know how to do that, right? So let's not waste time on that. So now I want to use Power Pivots. So what I did in Excel was to use this Power Pivot and pivot table to do the analysis, which is very straightforward and direct for anyone to use. You don't need to write a lot of queries actually. So let's move ahead. Okay, so the next thing is to come to Power Pivots. Now click on this manage. think someone is trying to join. Okay. So click on manage. Oh, sorry. This was what I was trying to do earlier. I need to close it out. I need to close it out. It's already showing what I tried to do. So it doesn't really make sense to saying that. Let me use another sheet. Okay, so this is the employee side of the data. Now I said I already splitted it out. Then I'll go to Power Pivots. Then click on Manage. So after clicking on Manage, I'll click on From Other Sources. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to import my data from my system into Power Pivot. Then I'll click on Excel file. Since the document is an Excel file, then I'll click on Next. Then I'll browse to pick the data, the particular, like the worksheet that I want to upload first. So I'll start with this customer worksheet. And the major reason why the data was, so I will click this use first row as column headers. So the major reason why the data was splitted out is to be able to upload it individually like this, basically. So I'll click on next, and where I have my data is this customer, and then I'll click on finish. Then I'll get to this message, then close. So someone is trying to join. This was the reason why I said people should join early. Have to accept this person's. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to accept. It's not even showing again. And honestly, I don't think I know where to check out. I think I'll have to continue. All right. Okay, so here we are. So I've added customer, then I'll do the same thing for all the other sheets. Basically, we have 5 different this thing here, which is the customer, the department, the employee, the product, and the sale. And so I want to add each of these to Power Pivot. This is my Power Pivot. I already added customer. Then I'll come to this from other sources again. Scroll down to Excel file, then click on next. Choose the document, the worksheet that I want to add next, which is department, then click open. Then I'll use this, I'll tick this as well, click on next. It's literally doing the same thing 5 times for different worksheets. Okay, then close. So department to show here as well. I don't know, my system is hanging. Okay. Okay. So I have departments. I'll do the same for the remaining. If you have questions, let me know so I can address it. I might not really know if you are dropping a chat, if you are dropping messages in the chat. So I'll do the same for the rest. It's literally the same thing. Go to manage from other sources, pick your file, upload it, then close. I'll do the same for sales and I think products. Okay. I'll do the same for sales. Next. Sales. Should actually do. Okay. Let's then finish. Okay. Then the last one. Okay. Then the last one, which is products, I'll do the same. Browse products, open, next, then finish. Okay, cool. So I have my data in Power Pivot now. Then I can try to link the data together. So the major reason why I brought this data here is to be able to define a relationship between them. I can't use Excel to analyze this data like individually. If I'm working on employee sheet alone, I won't really make sense of the data. If I'm working on sales sheet alone, I can't really like bring out insights from it. So now the reason why I brought this thing here is to be able to like define a relationship between the data so that there will be much more insights from it and I can really do my analysis. So this is what the data look like. So where I was before was data view, which is this, and now I change it to diagram view. So now I want to define my relationship. From what is here, I can see sales, I can see products, I can see employee departments and customer. And each of these have their unique columns. Like they have columns and um there are some columns that you can easily tell that this is like information from a different table entirely. Like this one now, like this particular sales now, I can tell that this customer ID is the customer ID from this record. So if I link this customer ID to this customer ID, I can easily tell that, oh, at the end of the day, I'll get to see the list of customers that like purchase a particular product. So what I want to do now is to link these tables together based on this relationship. So the first thing I want to do is to link this product and sales. I have product ID under products. I have product ID under sales. So I can easily say that, oh, this product ID here, I want to link it to this product ID. Okay, cool. So there will be something like this once you link it, once you link two different tables together. So right now I can like do calculations referencing any of these columns in each of these tables. So I want to do the same for each of these. And how I want to go about it is to check the identifier or the unique column that speak to the other worksheet or the other record or the other data. So right now I know that this product and this product is a match for sales and product. Then I want to do the same for every other thing that is here. Department is here. I don't really have department here, so I can't really do the link with department. And this table here is an employee table, so I don't really need to start linking it up with department. So I want to link it up with this employee ID because it is an employee table. Then this is the employee ID here as well. So I'm doing this same thing for these two as well. So the essence of this relationship is to be able to bring out what's the insight that you need from these data. Like you want to be able to say, okay, this is what is required. Because it's not every time that you have a challenge like this or a data set like this that you have questions. that you need to answer. You might just have a raw data without questions, without directions. You just know that, oh, this is what you have, and you really need to make sense of it. So it now depends on your own understanding of the data set that you will now be able to say, okay, this is what this data is all about, and this is the sense I can make out of it. So from what I have I have this customer table and the sales table. I have this customer table and the department that I'm yet to link with the sales record. And I also have my customer ID and my customer ID in this. So it will make sense to say that, okay, I want to see the list of customers that bought a particular product. So this is my customer ID. I as well say, okay, I want to link this customer ID to the sales table with the customer ID in it. So the idea is just to drag and pin it on the customer ID in the other table. Okay, so that's another relationship, and I have this one, this department left. So I don't have department in sales, but then I have department in products, and the product has a price. So I'm linking the department ID with the product table. I can't say I want to link department ID to employee table because there's actually department ID here as well, but then I don't really think that is like an important relationship because we can say, okay, we want to see the number of people that bought a particular product from each department, not linking department to employee. So I want to link this and this as well. This is like the most important part of this analysis because it is going to like lead you to how to run your calculations, and it will help with the kind of calculations you'll be able to do. So this is the major reason why we came to Pivot Table to do. The major thing we came here to do is to like build a relationship and try to link the tables together, because literally we can't do this on am I saying pivot table? Power pivot, sorry. We can't do this on pivot table without this relationship. We can't do this calculation in Excel without creating a relationship. Let me see if no one is trying to join the call. Okay. Let's move ahead. Guys, please give me a second. I need to pick this call. Okay, please, can you still hear me clearly? Back now. All right. So after doing this, then I want to go back to data view. So this is what the data looks like. I'm sure we've done our analysis on it, so I don't need to start explaining what each of the columns entails or each of the rows entails. We are not really new to this data, right? So for sales now, I have this quantity here, and I have my price under products. So I want to, and if you want to calculate the total number of sales, not really number of sales, if you want to calculate the amount of money that was spent on a particular product, or let's say the total number of the total amount of money that we have on a particular product, let's say for this ball now, you want to calculate, oh, how much of this revenue did we generated from this ball? We need to know the price of the product and the total number of quantity that was sold. So that is why before we can say we want to generate the total number of the total revenue, or the total, it's not really revenue, right? We want to get the total price of all of these things. We need to do our multiplication. We need to multiply this quantity by price. So I just want to have a view of what each of these looks like individually, and that's one advantage of using Power Pivot. So here I want to create a new column, and I just want it to be a straightforward column that will say quantity multiplied by price. So I can tell that, oh, this is the total number of quantity and this is the price. And I can easily tell that, oh, if I sum this quantity, if I sum this particular product together, this is the total number, this is the total amount of money that was spent on this product alone. So to do this, I will just come here and type in related. Once I type related, remember I already linked, there's a relationship between each of these tables already. So all I need to do is to type in related. Then I know that the column that I'm interested in here is the quantity column, which is the quantity column under sales. And I want to multiply it with the products, with price under products. So this is products. I'll click products. So once you type related, I think I need to explain that part better. Once you type related here, it will show all the columns from all of these tables that are related to what you are trying to calculate. Once you type related here, like this, since we already created a relationship, we'll be able to see all the columns that are related to this particular table that you have. So I want to do this multiplication of quantity and price. So I'll click on price. I'll close the bracket, then put in asterisk for multiplication and add quantity, which is this. And since this quantity is under sales, what I need to do is to type sales here. Then it will show quantity. And with this, once I click enter, it will do the calculation of each of the quantity that each of these products that I have here multiplied by the quantity. And that is the calculation that is showing here. So now I don't really want to do my analysis in Power Pivots. The major reason why I came here is to do this relationship thing here. So now I want to go back to Excel properly so that I can easily use Power Pivot table to do my analysis. So I need to just come down here and oh, come back to this employee. Sorry, I have a lot of workbook open, but this was what I used initially. So what I need to do now is to come here and click on insert, then click on pivot table. Ordinarily, if you are just using a pivot table without that power pivot, sorry, I shouldn't be here now. I will click on insert, then pivot table. No, this is not it. I think I chose a different workbook. Since I chose a different workbook, I'm trying to look for the workbook that I used earlier to create the Power Pivots. Just close. I think I later changed it. No. Oh, I used employee rights. Okay, sorry. Ooh, what happened was initially I already used this particular worksheet, which is a department worksheet. So now I used this department worksheet when I was trying to prepare for the class. So now I'm using the employee worksheet. And what I was trying to explain, let me just pick it up from the last thing we discussed here. So after doing this calculation here, I really came here to do this relationship, like to link these tables together so that I can do my calculation easily in pivot table. So now I want to come back to Excel, which is to the worksheet that I opened initially in Excel, which is this employee worksheet, and click on pivot table. So once I click on pivot table here, I will use this from data model option. This is because I already have a model in Power Pivot that I want to use. And this was where that relationship that I created was. So I'm not going to use any other option other than this from data model. So once I click from data model, I don't want it to come on. I don't want my pivot table to come on this existing worksheet. I need to use a new worksheet so that I will have a neat analysis and it won't be like jam packed together. So I'll click OK. So now I have this with the relationship that was created in Power Pivot. You know, ordinarily, if you want to use pivot table alone, without Power Pivots, you can't do calculation across worksheets. But now, because you already created a relationship on Power Pivot, you can easily drag any of this column into your pivot table to do your calculations. So now let's go to our questions from the Walmart this thing. So I didn't really take time to explain what this data is all about because I believed we've like gone through it. It's a it's a sales record. Unknown caller. Sorry, guys. Sorry, please. I just had to pick the call. I'm so sorry. Where are we? Okay. So so now that we already have our relationship created, then we can use pivot table easily. Okay, I was trying to go back to the questions. Okay. So the data is about sales, and since it's about sales, it's what the organization is interested in seeing is, okay, do we have declined sales? Do our sales grow over the years? Did we really make more money? Or do we have drop in sales? What is our best product? Because there are situations where you have a kind of analysis that you might not really have questions like this underneath. Like they might not really give you questions. It might just be a raw data and they want you as a data analyst to make sense of it. But since this is a sales data, I have an understanding of the fact that any sales data is any organization that gives you a sales data to analyze just want to see, oh, am I making money? Am I losing money? What's my best product? What product should I stock more? What product should I just not put my money into basically? So this is like what a sales data what anyone that wants to do sales analysis wants to see. They want to know their best product. They want to know what they should cut down their money from. They want to know the location where their business is really booming and all of those things. So then, since I have an idea of, oh, this is what I want to see, okay, let me now go to our questions. I think I'll just do a brief this thing on our questions, and I'll just answer some of them, right? And yeah, that is it, based on the relationship that we just created. So the first thing here is, what is the total sales volume and revenue day, week, and months? Okay, so the total sales for each of the months or for each of the year. So I want to come back to so now I can really close this, right? I can close this Power Pivot since I already created the relationship and I have linked it to pivot table. So I can close it out so that I'll be able to save this document, because I can't save when the this thing will take time. When the Power Pivot is still linked to it. Okay, so I want to see sales for each of the months. I just am taking forever now. I hope I've not been speaking to myself. Can you guys still hear me? Like, am I like audible enough? No one is speaking. Can you please unmute and speak? Hello, Femi, Okafor,
We can
Dolapo,
hear you very well.
Angela.
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I just had to do that. Okay, now that I've saved this document, so I can just expand all here to see what I have, so that I wanted to start going back to the data. So I did quantity multiply by price earlier. That's just to see the total number of the total sales and the total amount of money that we made or that the company made in that particular data set. So now I just want to pick this. I want to pick this and drop it on that here. And yes, so what we're trying to do is to see the sales for each of the year that we have in that data. And what I'm trying to do is to actually have a table that represents the summary of the sales in years, right? Or years, or maybe months, or maybe just in a way that makes sense. So I just want to drop this sales date into my row. So what I have now is showing the sales in each of the year. So I can split it out to add it, maybe to make it month on month. So I have year, I have quarter, I have month. I think it will make sense to see the sales in each month and year. I really need to put this in here for it to show months. Or clicking here will do. No, I don't want this. This is unnecessarily bulky. So the fact that my system is hanging is actually making this thing. Oh. Okay, let me do year and months. Okay, cool. So with this, I can tell the sales for 2020, 2021, 2022 to 2025 for each month as well. And if I feel like I don't really want this breakdown, it's unnecessarily lengthy, I can change the month to quarter. Yeah. So this is the sales. This is like the total sales for the whole of 5 years. So to do more analysis, right? Let's say I don't want to start the realizations. I really want to see what my analysis is like. So one thing you should notice here is actually, so the essence of this section is like to see that okay, we can actually use Excel to do this analysis, because I have not really like have interactions, like I've not really like talk about, oh, what approach you do is to solve this problem. But then a lot of people might just feel like, oh, I need to write a lot of query, but then this is what you can achieve with Power Pivot in Excel, and it is still making sense of the data. So let's say I want to answer another question. I think I must have answered the first question with this. Let me check the question again. Day, week, months. If I'm trying to sort the day, it will be a lot of this thing, because that means I will have to say 30 days in January, 31 days in January, and all that, and maybe 52 weeks in a year. So that would be a lot of rules. So let's stick to month and quarter. So which product generates the highest revenue? The product with the highest revenue. Let me come back to pivot table. I think I want to leave this. What I'll just do is to copy and paste, then change my filter. So basically you can just put in filter, put out filter till you finish solving the problem, like till you finish analyzing your data. At the end of the day, I know that it's sales. I'll still be needing this total money, or total what do I call it, or total price of the whole sales for the 5 years. So I don't think I'll have reasons to pull this out. So now to answer the next question, which is about, I think, product, right? Product here, the product that generates the highest revenue. So I am coming back here, I'm expanding all. I know I need to pick from product, because then it's products that the question is based on. So I'm pulling product row, and I have this. So I need the products with the highest revenue, so I can easily come to data, then use A to Z is lowest to highest, right? Z to A is highest to lowest, and I need the one with the highest revenue, so I'll just use Z to A. So this here follows the product with the highest revenue. I think I've answered that question too, right? Which of the highest sales quantity, the highest revenue, and which have the highest sales quantity. Highest sales quantity is talking about the count of that product. So I can do this. Let me close this up a bit. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so now I think I've answered like one or two questions. I want to know the product with the highest quantity that was sold, so I can copy this as well, paste it here. Then I think I want to change my filter from
I'm not sure I'm
product.
seeing what you are copying. Do you
Okay.
have two screens?
I used to see my screen. I think
I
maybe the
can still
network is
see.
making the.
Okay.
So
What's
the
on the
idea
fridge?
is this. Can you hear me? Hello?
I'm not sure
Can
of what
anyone still
really
hear me?
happened, but I am just seeing that everything you copied is showing up now. Maybe it's my network or your network. I have no idea what was actually going on.
Okay, so is the system lagging from any other side? Or is it just your side? Can anyone speak? So why about now?
It's fine.
Hello?
Thank you.
Okay. So let me just give you the idea of what I'm doing, because I think the most important part is how to like link your relationship in Power Pivot. Once you know how to use pivot before, you just you tweaking it to what you want. So basically, once you link your Power Pivots to pivot table in your, you just want to pick the column that you are interested in per time based on the question you want to answer. So that is what I'm literally doing here. So the idea of this whole thing is I'm trying to answer the question first to see the information that I want to represent on my dashboard at the end of the day. Because I can't put all my analysis on the dashboard, it will be unnecessarily bulky. I am looking for the most important part of the analysis. So for me to be able to do that, I want to like answer all the questions or answer most of the questions. So in that, I'll be able to say, oh, these are like my KPIs from this analysis that I've worked on. Without boring my end user, I can say, oh, these are like the most important things in the analysis that I did. So what I'm now trying to do here to be able to capture that is that, okay, I have created my pivot table. I want to answer all the questions. So this is me answering question 1. This is me answering question 2, on and on like that. So what will change? I know that the price and the quantity is not changing, which is like the sales itself. What will change are every other, should I call it features, or every other component of this data. I know that, okay, I already I already calculated what the total number of sales they made in the whole of 5 years is. But then I want to see the sales when it boils down to a particular product, to a particular location, to a particular employee, to a particular department. So this is literally what the analysis is all about. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah, I'm with you though. The only thing why I had to talk was realized that you said I copied this, but I couldn't see anything being copied on the screen. So that was why I was asking that. I'm not sure I'm seeing your screen anymore, but I could see now
Okay.
that we currently have 3 pivot tables.
Okay. I think it's the network. So that's one
Yeah,
reason
that was
why.
how I was saying. It might actually be from your own side or my side.
Yeah, yeah. The network has really been shitty these days. But then it's just you copying the same pivot table you have, paste it on a different column inside the same worksheet, then change your filter based on the question you want to answer, and doing that on and on and on to solve each of the questions or to solve each of the problem. So that's like literally it. So I think that's like majorly what this section is all about. And I don't want to be the only one talking, right? So I don't know. We still have 3 of us here. Do we have questions? What approach, or maybe I should even ask, did you like work on this data, and what tool did you use to analyze your Walmart data? Can you speak, guys? Kemi, Chinelo,
For me, I
Dolapo.
haven't worked on it because I don't even know how to do the visualization. The only thing I can actually do is pivot table and then do insert some chat, but I don't know how to go about the visualization, so I couldn't even work on it. There was one person I was actually trying to speak with. I think his name is V on the group chat. I saw that he posted something and he was telling me, oh, he was going to reach out to me and then we can kick off from there. But he never reached out, and I can't keep bothering him or something. So when you came up with the idea of having what's it called? This training, I kind of feel, oh, it's an avenue for me to actually learn because I don't know that Excel can actually do visualization except for PowerPoint. So for me, I
Mm,
haven't worked on it, so I don't really know much about it.
Mm. Okay, okay. I get that. Uh, do does anyone else want to speak?
You might want to check the chat. I think there are messages in the chat.
Okay, let me check chat. So I'm actually used to using uh okay, loud and clear. I've not worked on it yet. I don't think, are there new messages? Not really. Okay, so you mentioned that you don't know how to do, you don't know that Excel can do visualizations, right? So I think, okay, let's say from what I have here, I want to do some visuals. It's actually simple and direct. All I need to do is to come here, then go to insert, then I can use recommended charts. Most times I use recommended charts. Then because this is a lot, right? It might be difficult representing it on the chart. So I can just do top 10. Can do top 10 or I reduce this to top 10, right? Top 10. Okay. So with this top 10, I can have a chart of this and the kind of charts. Literally, if you come to recommended charts, I feel like it's like one of your best options. You might choose to change it to what something else, but then once you have a recommended chart, you can try to use that. Or maybe if you now don't like what you're saying, you might change it to something else. So this is like literally a chart, and you can hide all of these things that are showing on it. I can copy this out and put it on another worksheet. I want to paste it here. It's unnecessarily big. I want to reduce the size. I'm hiding this at the moment. So work around this by maybe adding a data label, adding a trend, changing the colors to represent what you want. I can change the color of each of these charts as well. So this is literally how to create charts. So if I have a chart of this, let's say I did some other analysis and I can delete this one here. Let's say I continued with my pivot table, then I created more analysis. I can then have more charts. So putting the charts together, that's dashboard. It's just you putting on some designs. Let's say I want to put Walmart, this thing. I want to like give it a name. Can come to here and put a text box here, context box. I want to type wall. I want to type encapsulator wall math data, wall math analysis. So is want to increase the size. This might not be like clearly look put together, or like it might not be well put together, but then if you want to add a logo, you might just put their logo, maybe the company logo or something. So if I have something like this put together and let's say some other charts here and there well arranged, that's your dashboard at the end of the day. So it's not actually the visualization that is the most important part. The most important part is the analysis. Because if your analysis is not intact, you just have a flashy dashboard out there that is not really speaking to anything, that is not really speaking to the pain, that is not really speaking to the pain points, right? Okay, since that one is speaking, I think that is like what I have for today. Just want us to have an interaction on, oh, I use Excel. I thought more people will join, whereby we'll have other people that use maybe a different tool, maybe SQL, maybe Power BI. But then, well, we are just starting afresh. I think that's why we don't have the right momentum yet. But then over time, I feel more people will join, and well, let's see if others will like to watch the video and maybe ask questions on the group. So thank you for joining, guys. So this is going to be once in a month thing. So the next one we'll be having will be in November for this HR data that was shared. And we'll be coming together again to discuss the analysis, and I hope it will be a much more lively conversation than this. Thank you, guys. Cheers.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
And you too.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.